Good morning and welcome to St. Edward's College. Apart from being a college with a distinguished academic tradition, St. Edward's also hosts Malta's oldest boarding school. At this time of year, we usually open our doors and invite the general public in to get to see and experience a day in the life of college. Our staff, led by the headmaster, will give you an exclusive show round of the college. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the tour.
I'd like to welcome you all here to St. Edward's Open Day. Today you're going to meet several teachers. You're going to also be taken on a tour around our spacious grounds, and hopefully you'll get a good impression of what we are here at St. Edward's. Behind me, and this is something you will see at some point, is our mission statement. Academics are important, don't get me wrong. We do recognise that the currency for success is that we will have good grades, good marks. But for us, success is more than that. The mission statement is not just simply something on the wall. The mission statement also ends up, we want citizens who will contribute to the well-being of society. That's as important for us as anything else. Basically, we just want to make good, decent people. We pay attention to this. We give the boys the academics, but we also give them a lot of exposure to plays, drama, music, and so forth. I hope this will come across in our video with you today. One last thing I want to say before I finish up, and it's perhaps the most difficult thing to explain to somebody. You can look at the syllabi, you can look at the curriculum, but what is most important is how we teach it, and this comes down to something we call TUL. Think, understand, learn. It might sound odd coming from a teacher or a headmaster. We do not want children simply to learn something. We do not want them to regurgitate. They can learn once they've understood, and to understand something, you have to think about it. And this is a major theme running through all classes and all subjects. And at this point, I'm very happy to hand you over to our early years head of section, Miss Stephanie Gregg. Thank you.
Thank you, Headmaster. And we're now moving on to the early years section. So the early years starts from nursery and runs up to year 2 at college. From nursery and KG, we have a co-ed system at college, and from year 1 upwards, we join the rest of the school for the boys only. We work very hard to establish, and we succeed at it, to establish a balanced program where the children learn through planned and adult-led activities, but also through spontaneous learning. We support their ideas and their project. We want that knowledge from them. We want them to question. We want them to be interested in what they're doing. There's a lot of hands-on activities which take place within the classroom and outside on the college grounds as well. We support the students, but also challenge them. We want to challenge them to further achieve and move on in their development, to be able to be ready for the next step. One level bridges onto the next. We do pay close attention to ensuring that the students are ready individually according to their own developmental needs. We do pay attention to the students' well-being and their particular steps in life, but also target the group as a whole through a lot of teamwork and team-building activities. We want them to seek out each other and assist one another and learn from another ultimately. The teaching teams are trained to pay attention to the holistic development of the children. We want what's best for them, we care about them deeply, and it's not only about numeracy and literacy and the physical development, but it's also about their well-being. We have very close communication with the parents, and we want to know what's going on so that we can plan and monitor and see how we can help the students.
In the lower early years, we follow a holistic approach to learning. The children have plenty of opportunities to learn through play, not only the curriculum, but also the necessary skills to develop personally, socially, and emotionally. We encourage children to be independent, to feel comfortable expressing themselves, and also to work in a group, understanding the importance of sharing and turn-taking. We also encourage the children to be curious, to be inquisitive, to be problem solvers and critical thinkers. Our main aim is to provide the children with a safe space where they can continue to grow, explore and learn.
At St. Edward's College, we believe in the importance of teaching through multisensory and hands-on activities. We try to make use of the college grounds and the amount of open space that we have as much as possible. We incorporate this in our days through outdoor reading sessions, outdoor numeracy sessions, and even by enjoying walks to explore and discover the surroundings. This year, for instance, we planted potatoes for our science lessons with the help of our gardener. We also took children for a tour around the school to learn all about the history of the college. We believe that hands-on activities can provide children with a better understanding of the subject being taught, but also make them eager to learn further and be inquisitive.
My job is to help and support the classroom. I work hand in hand with the teacher, and together our main aims are to, first of all, help develop the communication, language and literacy, which are very, very important at this young age. We help nurture the creative development and the need for knowledge through various topics we discuss and introduce throughout the year as well. We encourage the social, personal and emotional development of each and every of our students, and also try to work on practical approaches on numeracy and problem solving. But ultimately our main aim is to help the students and put them in the center of the learning platform, which always offers a happier environment and provide them with a memorable experience which they will carry throughout their years to come.
So at St. Edward's, we use the Read Writing Literacy program with great success. As a teacher of the program, I can see firsthand that it helps the children to learn to read more quickly, more fluently, and it helps their writing too. We teach literacy in a way in which all children can learn regardless of their ability. Granted, some children achieve reading fluency earlier on than others, but the important thing is that all children succeed when learning to read, and it's very rewarding to see how proud of themselves they are when they do. The program is introduced in KG1 at the age of 3, where the children learn the letter sounds along with the correct letter formation, as you can see behind me. These are some examples of these catchy phrases that the children learn to help them read and write the letters. For example, L would be down the long leg, H would be down the head to the hooves and over his back. Lots of hands-on activities are done, such as with shaving foam, with paint, and the children absolutely love it. In KG2, they build upon this and they start blending the letters together. So for example, get would read get. It's a really seamless transition, which marvels parents, yet for the children it just comes naturally. Once they start primary school in year 1, the children already have a very sound knowledge of the letter sounds and their formation. And this is where we begin to have fluent readers. As a year 1 teacher myself, I love the fact I can simply just build upon what they already know. The program is fun to teach, the boys enjoy the stories and the thought-provoking discussions that we engage in. And the students are taught not only to read, but to actually understand what they are reading. They write sentences and they're encouraged to put their thoughts to paper. This is all done in a fun and engaging way, and the children actually look forward to the literacy lessons. The confidence then increases, and before you know it, you've got a bunch of fluent readers and proficient writers on your hands. As a teacher, witnessing and being a part of this growth is extremely rewarding. These skills that they build in the early years at St. Edward's will help them achieve their targets. The love for reading and discovering what new stories have to offer will hopefully last a lifetime.
We have 2 children, James and Charlotte. James is 7 and Charlotte is 3 years old, and they both come over here to St. Edward's College in Birgo. We are extremely happy with the school. Both of our children leave every morning looking so happy to go to school and come back home in the afternoon delighted with their day at school. We find that St. Edward's College contributes to the children's development, both in the academic sense and also in their growth. The school is so beautiful. It is located in the historical center of Malta, in the three cities, where wherever you go, wherever you look, there are important segments of our great history, and it is surrounded with a beautiful garden and grounds where the children can see some greenery and play in an environment which is going to grow them as lovers of nature. And we find that this is also very important for their growth and development.
In reality, there's so much more that we strive for at college. However, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for listening. I will be now passing you on to Miss Louise Malia, who will introduce you to the junior school section.
Hello everyone, my name's Louise Malia and I'm head of the junior school section of the school. This will be my 4th year here, and I can truly say that I feel honoured to come to work in such a wonderful place as St Edward's College. At St Edward's College, we aim to live our mission statement. And you might say, how do we do this? Well, we do it by making sure that the boys know how to behave and by challenging them every day in every sort of situation that we have. In that way, they become ambitious, capable and courteous learners. Now you might think, how are we going to manage this? We do it in various ways, making sure that they are challenged in everyday areas of the curriculum. We have something here at St Edward's College called Think, Understand and Learn. And this is a way of thinking and challenging the boys. We use various routines which then help them stretch their imagination and develop their cognitive thinking. Another thing that's very important to us at St Edward's, and you might think is rather old-fashioned, is that we believe that the boys should be polite and courteous. So, old-fashioned manners, you may say. Pleases and thank yous are very important to us. I think one of the most important assets that any school can have, and a true resource, is the staff that we have. And here at St Edward's College, in the junior school section alone, we have over 30 dedicated members of staff who look after the boys. We have wonderful LSEs as well, who support various boys in their daily needs. As part of the curriculum, we have various dedicated teachers who are specialised. For art and drama, we have a teacher who takes 3 lessons a week, and we produce wonderful concerts as well, and it makes the boys so confident. One of the things that I first noticed about when I came to St Edward's was the fact that the boys asked so many questions. I was amazed by it, and then realised that this could be a very positive trait, and in fact we build on this so that the boys become more confident in their everyday life.
Here at St Edward's we give a lot of importance to music and drama. In music they are very creative, they explore different types of songs, different types of genres of music. We go from Renaissance period to modern music, and they explore even different artists in the world and even instruments. We go from South Africa to South America to the Netherlands. We travel around the world through instruments and through music. Then in drama we help them develop their character. They can see the world through different eyes because of different characters that they pursue, and they love it here. We do games, we do scripts, we do concerts. We have a Christmas play in December, we have a spring concert in April and May, and they just love it.
I teach Year 3 art, and basically what we do here is we try and show them different types of materials, different types of aspects in art. For example, introducing them to different artists and to different types of styles as well, whilst they try their own way of of art. So basically we try and encourage them to experience and also experiment in their own ways, and also to try and risk in different ways by using different materials in our various projects that we do along the years.
Here at St. Edward's College we give a lot of importance to foreign languages, and we start from a very, very young age. In the junior school, starting from year 4, we also teach the foreigners that come from abroad Maltese for foreigners. Apart from that, also at year 5 and year 6, the students are given an introduction, a taster to foreign languages such as Italian and French, and eventually these tasters are important because when they come to the end of year 6, they eventually need to make a choice as to what foreign language they will be studying for the years to come. They have an option not only to choose French and Italian, but also Spanish. These 3 languages, French, Italian and Spanish, can then eventually be taken all the way to 5th form and also to our IB 6th form at ab initio or B language level. We place a lot of importance on these foreign languages because we believe that they are the key to opening and broadening the knowledge of our students.
The dedication of an LSE reflects on the learning experience of the student. It is important that the LSE and the teacher work together as a team. And also the educator must help in class not only the assigned student but also the other boys in class. The LSE must also help in the other ways, not only academic, in the social development of the said boy. Also, the LSE must be in constant contact with the parents. The LSE needs to work with the professionals that are taking care of the student, the assigned student, the statemented student, together with the parents, so that they will all have a holistic approach towards the kid, not only the teacher.
At St. Edward's College, we place a strong emphasis on literacy education. Literacy education isn't just about reading, writing and speaking. It's about the whole child. So it's emotional literacy and social inclusion. It helps with the development of self-confidence and to integrate the child into society, which is what we place an emphasis on, development of the whole child. We offer literacy interventions in the junior school from years 1 to year 6. So we work very closely with the class teachers and the families of the children to provide support as and when required. But it's not just for children that have challenges in literacy, it's also to promote higher academic progress and development. Exactly, and it's also a cross-curricular approach we take. So literacy development and progress expands into all of the other subjects, both academic subjects and social and emotional subjects.
During the year, we start with an introduction to what makes up a computer, and then we move on to internet safety. Today there are a lot of threats on the internet, and we give the children the necessary skills to identify them and minimize any damage. We then move on to skills with regards to PowerPoint presentation and Word documents, which are necessary for today's jobs. And then we also introduce programming and Java.
Think, understand, learn. It is an approach that St. Edward's adopted a few years back. Basically, we've moved away from, universally, all teachers have moved away from just imparting knowledge and hoping and filling in students with just information with the hope that they learn and later recall what they are taught. So, St. Edward's, we moved one step further and we have adopted this methodology. Children are basically taught how to think and not what to think. The focus is on the thinking, thus promoting a deeper understanding of content from the child's point of view, helping them think. And another benefit is that as a teacher, we see the learning process through the eyes of the student. So boys, we have just read the hairy toe, okay, and we are now going to do a CSI routine. You tell me, miss, are we going to do another one? Yes. So, without further ado, let us Mela, remember, I'm giving you one of these, okay? And over here, you are going to put a colour which best you feel represents the story that you read and what you also heard yesterday, okay? A colour. Now, I don't want you to tell me, Miss, I'm going to do this. I just want you to do it. Just give me a second, just give me a second. I want you to do it now, okay? I want you to think of a colour which you feel symbolizes or best represents the story. In the middle, okay, we are going to do a symbol. Who remembers what a symbol is? Jerome? It's a sign. So when you think about it, what sign do you think is best to represent? I wouldn't like to know your answers. You know why? Because then when you give a good answer, you say, okay, then let me steal his idea. So you are going to do everything on your own paper. And the last is an image. You are going to draw a picture, not any picture, but a picture which is connected to today's story. Okay, yes, Noah? Up to you. I mean, the story, we know what the story is, so, okay. Yes?
Can we do 2 colors or 3 colors?
No, can you just stick to one, and then we could discuss the other colors that you want later. We'll talk about them later, okay? Mr. Graham, maybe you can help me with the, thank you. I'll take those. So you're starting it. So you're going to think of a color, a symbol. The first one is the color. The second is the symbol. And the third is the image.
So I know that you've heard from quite a few of our junior school staff today as well, who've told you about what happens here. I will now hand over to Mr. Watson, who will tell you about the middle school. Thank you very much.
I would like to thank Miss Maleha for her contribution. I'm sure that she's given you an excellent description of the junior school, and no doubt you've enjoyed your little tour around there. My job is to inform you of certain aspects of the middle school. The middle school runs from year 7 to year 9. The boys have a transition period from year 6 into year 7, and what we do in St Edward's College, which is quite unique, we have a kind of transition day. The boys in year 6, before they arrive in year 7, have a day up in the middle school whereby they actually have a look around, they have a couple of lessons, so the place, even though they know where it is not unfamiliar to them. And also when they arrive in year 7 in the middle school, they have lessons based upon a transition project which we do. We start in year 6 and they continue in year 7. Now I'll just quickly explain that project. It's called Kenzuki's Kingdom. Kenzuki's Kingdom is a book about a little boy who gets stranded on an island. When the boys read that book in year 6, they come into the middle school where they have science, so they will do science related to Kenzuki's Kingdom. They will do marine life because he's on an island in the Pacific. They will do maths relating to how many hours, how many days, and so on. All areas of the curriculum are covered by Kenzuki's Kingdom, and it's a fantastic transition for the boys. It makes them very familiar with the middle school, and there's no worries whatsoever. What we want in the middle school, we wish the boys to be happy boys. I firmly believe that happy boys are productive boys. If boys are happy, productive, parents are happy, teachers are happy, everybody's happy. And that's what we want. We want a happy school. And believe me, St Edward's is a very, very happy school. It's a fantastic place. I love being here, and so do the boys. The boys progress from year 7 into year 8. In year 8, there's a little bit of a change because they have to start thinking about their future. You might think, goodness me, that's a very young age to start thinking about your future, but they do, because they have to make their subject choices. And when they move from year 8 into the last year of middle school, they will have 1 year where they have taken their subject choices in year 8, and they will do their subject choices. Now, may I explain their subject choices? Basically, it means, are they going to do biology, chemistry, physics, as opposed to science in year 7 and year 8? They're more specialised. Are they going to do history? Are they going to do geography? That's all decided in year 8, and they start that in year 9. The year 9 boys leave me and they move on to the senior school.
As language teachers, we provide the skills needed for the boys to communicate successfully in the target language.
Bħala Malti aħna fl-iskola nibdew nagħmluh hawnhekk mill-età ta' 5 snin, jiġifieri meta tfal ikunu qegħdin year 1 u nibqgħu sejrin sakemm jaslu year 11.
We also expose the students to different kinds of accents using the material like videos, music, songs, etc. Then at the end of year 11, the students has the opportunity to take either the IGCSE exam or the MATSEC.
We work on the 4 skills: reading, writing, speaking and listening. Another part of our lessons are culture. And we learn about tradition, society, and for the boys and the girls in IB to see the differences and the similarities from one culture to another.
As language teachers, everywhere we try to organize trips to Italy, Spain and France so that the students have the opportunity to see in reality what they learn in class. And obviously they be exposed to the language and also practices with native speakers.
In a globalized world like nowadays, learning a second language is something fundamental. Maybe a few years ago, having a second language, it was something extra for your CV, but nowadays it's very important not just for your studies, even for working or traveling reasons.
Min hemmhekk imbagħad it-tfal jibdew proċess ta' tagħlim sabiex inħejjuhom jaslu għall-eżamijiet tal-benchmark tal-year 6. Min hemmhekk imbagħad wara li jlestu l-primarja magħna jkunu jistgħu jitilgħu fl-iskola medja u minn hemmhekk jibda programm ta' tagħlim ġdid biex ikunu jistgħu jippreparaw irwieħhom għall-eżamijiet tas-SEC. Apparti minn hekk, din is-sena ser ukoll nintroduċu il-Malti fuq livell ta' A-level sabiex l-istudenti intuhom iktar ċans sabiex ikunu jistgħu jimirħu iktar fl-istudji tagħhom. Minkejja l-Malti nattiv tagħna ġifieri, aħna nofru wkoll il-programm ta' il-Maltese for Foreigners biex għal dawk il-barranin kollha li jiġu jistudjaw l-iskola tagħna ikollhom iċ-ċans minn year 4 sa year 11 jitgħallmu il-bażiku tal-Malti.
In addition to that, the students also have the opportunity to have meaningful lessons as we try to organize and find different resources and create several discussions, interactive games and also fun activities.
U importanti l-ewwel nettax bħala poplu jagħtina identità. Huwa il-Malti huwa lingwa sabiħa ħafna. Apparti minn hekk, l-istudenti dawk li jkunu interessati li jkomplu jistudjaw ġol Università ta' Malta huwa wieħed mir-requirements, allura rridu nieħdu ħsieb illi dawn it-tfal ikunu preparati biżżejjed biex ikollhom l-għażliet kollha possibbli għall-futur tagħhom.
Well, I think it's always important to bring something to benefit your students every day. As LSEs, we're fortunate to work with one or maybe a small group of students the same every day. And so that's a very rewarding relationship because every day you're discovering how they work and how the interactions can best help them in their education. So it's always interesting, always fresh and always challenging, but always enjoyable as well. So My main focus as an LSE is to work with the students who have been assigned to me, but of course when you're in a classroom you're going to take an active role in whatever else is going on. So yes, I hope at least that I'm of use and benefit to the rest of the class as well. Well, it's difficult not to feel pride when you see the students that you're supporting do something well, but it's not down to you, it's down to the student, and so I guess you can take pride in the fact that you're seeing that happen and just enjoying it without necessarily saying, oh, that's because of this, that's because of that. Sometimes you just have to enjoy it and go with the flow.
First of all, with regard to English lessons, we start off by bridging the gap between the junior school and the middle school. So for example, with regard to the Year 6 students, they will have finished Kensuke's Kingdom, their prose book, and in Year 7, we start them off by doing lessons based on the book, and this way we integrate literature and language. So for example, we would have lessons based on poetry and prose and literary devices, so students would look at part of the text, okay, the book in this case, and then they would be able to identify figures of speech in the text. Then we would also be looking at the language aspect. So for example, with regard to argumentative writing, how to go about it, writing a descriptive essay. They would be using the book as a model, okay, different parts of the book as a model.
Science is taught to all Year 7 and Year 8 students, and it's a generic subject. It tends to cover topics pertaining to chemistry, biology and physics. The idea behind science is to encourage students to ask questions and to be inquisitive. We carry out lessons by means of discussions, use of videos, as well as use of the interactive whiteboard. Furthermore, in the case of biology, it's an optional subject studied throughout the years 9, 10 and 11.
As head of sports, I can say that St. Edward's sport is one of the priorities we have at college with regards to holistic education. From early as kindergarten, our students are exposed towards physical activity, and then when they come to the early years, we start focusing more on the basic movements, basic coordination, jumps, landing, throwing, catching. The ABC basically that is going to form part of any sport later on in life.
During the training sessions we have the chance to improve the skills of our boys and obviously their knowledge regarding that game.
But as early as Year 4 then we start focusing on sport-specific skill. We introduce competition, inter-house competitions, which is something that is traditionally it's been part of the school since its inception, 1929 basically. In my 29 years at college, I have seen a lot of changes. But one of the most important things, and one of the things that boys love, is that when in the Year 6 and in the middle school we start competing against other schools, and as a matter of fact we are part of the Malta Student Sports Federation, MSSF, but also take part in the M3A's athletic competitions and also the competitions offered by Sport Malta and the Education Department.
This Victoria Lodoran Prize is quite an achievement for me. It's the 4th time I have won it. It basically represents how many points, who gets the most points within the sports day. And as the Congreve captain, I'm very proud, and also in the past I have broken 2 records, that of the 100 meters, also on a national basis, and I have also broken the long jump record, both of these being in under 14.
I'm really proud and happy to announce some names of our ex-students who finished, some of them a long time ago, some they were just a year or 2 ago being with us. They are football players, they play in Premier Division and other divisions, and not only that, they are performing very well and also representing Malta in European competition as a national players, like Sean Sullivan, Matthew Goemir, Andrew Hawke, Brian Said, David Cloyd, and a lot of other guys who are also representing Malta with the national team in different sports.
Following this very brief taster, we had an overview with regards to the sports at college. I will now hand you over to the head of senior school, Mr. Caruana Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Ferrante. In the senior school, we have years 10 and 11, which form the last two steps towards our boys' final qualifications. So their IGCSE and their Maths Eco level exams. Together, these form the last two formative years of our boys' education here at college and their first steps towards further education. The core curriculum we teach here includes the main subjects, so maths, English language and literature, Maltese, as well as physics, PSCD, and the choice between religion and ethics. We also offer three additional languages. The boys can choose between French, Italian and Spanish, and 3 option subjects. There is a variety of options to choose from, chief among which would be geography and history, both at option level, the sciences, so chemistry, biology, physics. There is art, as well as various other options such as computer, vocational ICT, which have been added recently. Having said all that, we do focus on the academics, but it's not only about the grades our students obtain. Apart from that, we also look at the social, cultural impacts our boys are going through at the time. We understand that as 13 to 15-year-olds, these boys are going through a number of challenges and a number of changes in their personal lives. They're going through physical changes, emotional, as well as interpersonal. So we try and, as much as possible, cater for their needs. All our educators on that front are very aware and sensitive to these needs, and we try to meet them as best as we can. Ultimately, our main guideline would be our maxim of virtu et honor, which we use to guide all our decisions for the ultimate benefit of the students. In a nutshell, we try in the senior school to prepare our boys to be future leaders in the intercultural world we might find ourselves in a few years' time. I would now like to hand over to Ms. Sabela, our head of extracurricular.
At St. Edward's College, we are proud to offer a variety of extracurricular activities. These are held both during break times and also after school hours. During break times, we offer various programs. These include sports activities such as basketball, football and even tennis, as well as the Ecoscola programs thanks to Nature Trust Malta, as well as the Young Parliamentarians and the Student Council. Every year, we pride ourselves to try and offer as many opportunities to our students, to expose them to different scenarios as well as enhance their skills. Through the extracurricular programs, our students become more confident as well as risk takers, and we encourage them to constantly push their boundaries into new fields. Some highlights of the extracurricular program include the live-ins, which are held for years 5 up to year 11, as well as trips abroad, which are offered to students from year 6 to year 11 as well. The trips abroad are a highlight of the year for all the students. They visit various countries as well as they have the opportunity to stay a bit away from their families for a couple of days. During the trips and the live-ins, our Edwardians become more independent and more responsible, and that is, at the end of the day, the aim of the extracurricular department.
I've been a member of Ecoscola since year 5 and have been an active member every single year. 6 years down the line, I've taken part in various activities, workshops, attended a parliamentary session and talked in front of various audiences.
During my time at St. Edward's College, I have been fortunate enough to attend all the trips abroad so far.
The trips abroad are very engaging, fun and overall very educational. The accommodations are very good and comfortable and keep in mind our young nature. I would suggest that people go abroad with us because the site visits are very beautifully picked out. Not to mention, they also are very interesting.
During my stay at St. Edward's College, I was fortunate enough to attend all events organised. It is a wonderful bonding experience with my friends. There are loads of fun memories. Many were when the school organised various activities, such as treasure hunts, cops and robbers, movie nights, and etc. We sleep in dormitories and explore school at night, especially since there are ghost stories about the school.
Jien jisimni Ker John Grek u milux ħadd sehem f'kompetizzjoni jisimha Young Parliamentarians, fejn tfal jiddibattitu kontra xulxin fuq suġġetti li jikkonċernaw lill-poplu Malti. Dan kollu għenni sabiex insaħħaħ il-Malti tiegħi u nitgħallem l-importanza li taħdem f'team għud. Finalment dan kollu jista' jservi bħala pedament sod għall-karriera pubblika.
At St. Edward's College, the Humanities Department is very vast. In fact, we offer history, geography, social studies, religion, ethics, business studies, economics, philosophy, and many other subjects. Today here specifically, I'm going to be showing you one lesson that we have with our Year 9 History Option students. In fact, from Year 9, students at St. Edward's College can choose between history or geography. History is one of the most beloved subjects here at school. This is because it helps our students to become more philosophical, they become critical thinkers, and they learn various skills such as understanding political cartoons, bias, inference, and they make sense of things that happened in the past and look at the present from a different perspective. Yesterday, we were mentioning the transition years between the French leaving Malta and the British arriving to Malta. We also discussed a bit the dynamics and the various options that Malta had in those times. It could join with going back to the Order of St. John. It could go under the administration of Britain, and some Maltese were also expecting to be independent already in the 1800s. As a result of the political insecurities that were going on at the time, as well as the fight between Britain and France, even though in 1802 there was the Treaty of Amiens, this political cartoon was produced.
The school has been collaborating with JAYE Junior Achievement Young Enterprise because they support a lot of entrepreneurial and business skills. The various programs that JAYE offer are not limited just to the upper sections of the school. The most famous program is obviously the company program with our sixth formers, but that also extends to leaders for a day, the opportunity to take part in the ESP exam, and also other initiatives like hackathons, the Innovation Challenge, and also the BAFCG that was just this year, where the students are encouraged to learn about financial skills and financial literacy. These are but some of the various aspects by JAYE, and we'll keep supporting them with all the other programs that they will bring along our way.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Tura Daniela and I've participated in the 2018-2019 JAYE company program. For me, it was an amazing experience. It helped me mature, it helped me become more financially literate, but also it gave me an insight in the actual business world. For example, through activities such as Leaders for a Day, when you're able to shadow the CEO of a company for an entire day. So you see everything that they do throughout the day, but also how can I forget about my first real working experience, which happened at HSBC Malta, thanks to JAYE. So with that being said, if you have the opportunity to participate in JAYE, please do not miss it. It will give you skills that will help you throughout your entire life. So participate.
In my lessons, I cater for the needs of our own students, and since it is English as a foreign language, my students obviously are foreigners, and our lessons aim at improving and enhancing their English language skills. Apart from the fact that we practice and train basically and practically all of the aspects of the language, such as grammar, vocabulary, the biggest emphasis is on skills, meaning, for example, writing, reading comprehension, listening, and of course, and most importantly, it's all about speaking skills, because communication is the key to success.
Welcome to the boarding house. The boarding wings consist of both single and double room options, a large common area with kitchen and living facilities, as well as a large games hall and shared bathrooms and showers. Ancillary facilities also include a fully equipped gym, a running track, and many sports pitches. Our maximum capacity is 26 boarders. These small numbers go hand in hand with the holistic approach that we want to give here at St Edward's College. It also allows for our boarding staff to really get to know your children as individuals. We strive to provide your children with a home away from home that gives them an atmosphere that is safe, happy, and comfortable. That not only has the facilities to let them reach their full academic potential, but that also encourages independence, self-reliance, and tolerance. These are all factors that are important, obviously, when they transition into adult life. Above all, boarding is a community within itself, within the St Edward's College community, where our boarders make lifelong friends and, of course, have fun. There are many different activities that your children can choose after school and over the weekend, and these include sports and water sports activities like sailing, scuba diving, and even golf. Then there are the more relaxing options, some sightseeing, maybe a trip to the cinema, some bowling, or even a gorgeous boat trip around our Maltese islands. The minimum age to board with us is 11 years old, the average being about 16 years old. And our boarders come from all over the world.
I would say one of my best memories here is when our class, this is my personal example, but when my class went to a Sicily trip for 3 days, it was at the beginning of the year and we got to get to know each other and stuff.
I want to talk about some of my favorite things that I had during this 2 years that I was here. One of my favorite things that we had was the pumpkin carving that we did with the help of our supervisor. It was really fun and I really enjoyed the experience because we got to get closer with our boarders and the people who we live with.
In boarding, the food is always available in the common room that have also a lot of space and a beautiful view. The rooms are beautiful and have a lot of space.
We also put out the pumpkins out near the school so everyone could see, and it was really amazing because we got a bunch of compliments. Another thing that was really unforgettable moment was when we got to have the goodbye party for all the boarders. And it was really fun. We also had a bunch of games. We had an area where you could chill and relax. We had an amazing barbecue after that, and I will never forget the memories at St Edward's.
I really enjoy being a student in St Edward College, and I really advise everyone to try it out.
The program that entices our boarders to come and study with us at St Edward's College is the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. However, I will not go very much into that. I will hand you over to Mr. Galia, the head of IB.
Спасибо, St Edward's!
Grazie, St Edward.
Спасибо, St Edward's.
The IB diploma is a 2-year high school or sixth form diploma. It is done in over 150 countries worldwide, which makes it the most internationally recognized educational qualification in the world. We have a number of students who have gone on to be very successful at the University of Malta, but we also have a whole host who've gone on to some of the most prestigious universities around the world. In just the last few years, we have students who've attended Louis McGill University in Montreal, Canada, Boston College, UCLA in the United States, UMIST, Imperial College, and Bath University in the UK, Trinity College in Dublin, as well as Maastricht and Delft in the Netherlands. Aside from the educational opportunities that it grants students, it also prepares students for the rigors of university life and the competitive jobs market beyond. It does this through the IB Learner Profile, its 6 subjects and the core of the diploma. Now, the 6 subjects that are covered at the IB diploma have to be done at 2 levels, 3 of them at higher level, 3 of them at standard level. Now, these subjects have to come from different subject areas. IB students have to study 2 languages, one of them at first language level. We offer studies in English, Maltese, as well as any other native language which the students may have. As for foreign languages, we offer studies in French, Italian and Spanish. This can be done at foundation or ab initio level if the students don't have a background in this area. The next subject group is individuals and societies. Subjects we offer here are psychology, philosophy, business and management, economics, as well as environmental systems and societies. This last subject, environmental systems and societies, also counts as a science. Other science subjects that we offer are physics, chemistry, biology, and computer science. Maths is a compulsory subject to take on the IB diploma. However, there are 2 options. For those who want to continue their studies in maths or follow a career path such as engineering or architecture, there is the subject option of mathematics, analysis and approach, which is a more pure theoretical approach to maths. For those who don't want to follow a career in this area, there is mathematics, applications, interpretations, which is a more applied approach to maths, which covers subject areas which they're more likely to come into contact with through their university studies or everyday life, such as graphical analysis, probability, problem solving, and statistics. The final subject group is the only non-compulsory group, which is the arts. So students may pick a subject from the arts or may pick another subject from one of the other areas. The subject we offer in arts is visual arts, which is a very broad, wide-ranging subject which covers all forms of visual media, such as painting, sketches, photography, and digital art and sculpting. Aside from the 6 subjects, students must complete the core of the diploma. There are 3 strands to the core of the diploma. There is CAS, which is Creativity, Action and Service. There is TOK, which is Theory of Knowledge, as well as the extended essay. Now, the extended essay is an academic essay that students will write in any subject matter that they want, in any subject area. The point of the extended essay is to give students the experience and the background of writing an academic essay, which really helps them for university. So at 6th form level, they will go through the process of writing a proposal, working with a tutor, learning how to conduct a proper literature review, how to write academically, how to reference properly, and also go through the experience of a viva voce. All of these skills will really help them once they get to university. So if you're interested in opening yourself up to educational opportunities both in Malta or abroad, or are interested in a program that will help develop you as a learner, why not get in touch and find out to see whether the IB diploma is the right educational pathway for your ambitions.
Theory of Knowledge is a course which reflects and explores the nature of knowledge. It helps us understand where our values come from, our perspectives, who creates these values. It also tries to understand the different factors in society from where this knowledge is derived, mostly through politics and religion, indigenous type of communities, and technology. It tries to factor these elements and traces how they shape our perspectives and our identity. It also relates to the way we gain knowledge from academic disciplines such as the human sciences, natural sciences, the arts, and history and maths. And it tries to compare these different types of knowledge with each other, finding out what they share in common and what they have in difference. In doing so, it helps us to think critically, argue more logically, and also look at life from different viewpoints. It also helps us gain a more integral perspective on knowledge, especially the curriculum we study in St. Edward's in the IB program.
While following IB principles, I find that linking IB principle, expressive arts for preparing students for O-level really link well with TOL. Of course, in art, we always depart from a visual or tangible point, which makes it very easy to apply TOL principles in our subjects. As for art, as for the senior school, we prepare them mainly for O-level. where it is always a balance between the technical aspect and the creative, expressive aspect of the subject, while IB, which I believe is an excellent program for teenagers, it's a mix between history, between practice. They have a curatorial practice as well, which means that at the end of the course they would be preparing an exhibition, and I think it's a subject for personal growth.
Well, I hope you've been enjoying our open day here at college. We certainly have been very happy to have you with us. There are a couple of more people that we need to talk about. At the beginning of this open day, I talked about our values and contributing to society. We pride ourselves in St. Edward's with being a school that is very conscious of different members of society. We pride ourselves on our inclusivity. Our student support team consists of our INCO, and we also have another professional psychologist who will take care of emotional support for any students. As you know, during the adolescent years there can be a lot of challenges for teenagers. We're very conscious of this. That's why we really do keep a close eye on inclusivity on our students. Pastoral care is very strong at college. Of course, we are St. Edward's. St. Edward is our patron saint, and you're also going to spend a little time with our chaplain, who will also talk about our values. The last group, which is terribly important to any organisation, certainly any school, and is one of our major stakeholders, and that is SEPTA, St. Edward's Parent Teacher Association. SEPTA is a well-organised group of parents who are constantly supporting us. We're constantly in touch with them. I will be honest, over the last year it's been difficult in the sense that meetings, when they were held online. But hopefully, as many people have told you, we will go back to our new normality, as close as we can to the old normality, and we'll be meeting with SEPTA on a regular basis again. And I'd just like to thank them from the bottom of my heart for all the guidance and support that they've shown us. Thank you.
Our values here at St. Edward's are based and built on Christian values, without, however, excluding all other faiths. St. Edward's also prides itself in having students from different countries with different backgrounds and religions. It is an all-embracing environment, an all-embracing school.
Here in college we strive to support students with different abilities. We support students to access not only the academic side of the curriculum, but also support them to be socially inclusive within their environment with their students. Inclusion is a shared responsibility and requires commitment both from the college's end, from educators, from students and parents together. As a team, we also collaborate with professionals from outside the school.
The main purpose behind SEPTA is to ease communication between the parents and the school. In fact, by passing on ideas, suggestions which the parents may have to the school, and even vice versa, we feel that SEPTA helps to create a more holistic environment for the children at school. This was very, very important during the past year because of the COVID pandemic, which created bigger and newer challenges for the parents and the teachers, as well as for the students primarily. And we feel that the school did very well in adapting to the online and in-school mitigation measures during this whole period. The school, in fact, puts the well-being of the student at the forefront. And by listening to parents, we feel that the school is doing a very good job in doing just that.
So we've come to the end of the day, and we hope you had a good time and you've learned a lot about what goes on in college. There are a couple of things that I really need to emphasize with you. We talked about TUL, Think, Understand, Learn. Now, it's not rocket science, but what it does require are teachers, staff members who bring out the analytical thinker in every child, the critical thinker in every child. So, as most parents know, the most important person probably apart from yourselves, in your children's lives are the teacher who is standing in front of them. So I want to thank all of our teachers. I also want to thank our LSE, Learning Support Educators. We believe that we're part of a team. We work together, we plan together. We also mustn't forget housekeeping staff. When people come to any school or college, the first thing they see is it neat and tidy. I want to really emphasise that our housekeeping staff here have been fantastic. You've seen some of the grounds. That's down to our maintenance guys. They do a fantastic job. All in all, the feedback I keep getting from parents is that there is a sense of belonging at St. Edward's. There is a sense of community. There's a sense of basically love about the place. We're all in this together, and our job is to make sure that each child every day gets the best learning experience. And this is happening because of the people gathered around me here and some of the ones you've seen earlier on. Thank you very much.